All right, all right, all right. It is Monday, so happy Monday. I've got a great my business partner friend with me, Guy Toole. I'm ER Wolf. We're with Elify, and we're talking about sprint planning. Okay, so we've been doing this every Monday for almost the entire year, Guy. And a lot of you have been following along with us. This is about being consistent in what we do so that we can expect the results that we're working towards. And really, that's what it all boils down here. We come on each and every week. We do this on our own time in the background, and then we come on here to remind you that you should be doing it in your own life in order to expect to see those results and expect to win. And we talk about what we learned in Mindset of a Champion, Guy, right? We've got to think, plan, and prepare, and then we can expect the results. And that's really what it boils down to. A lot of us have been working on a plan for the entire year of 2021. Some of us have been consistent with that plan. Others may have faltered or whatnot. But the question is, are we making forward progress? Because that's what it's all about. If you're standing still, you're actually moving backwards because time is ticking by. So are you making forward progress, and what are you trying to achieve, and what are you doing to work towards that? Now, Guy, I know you've been out for a little bit, but you're back in action. You're actually driving down to meet me. We're going to be going through a ton of planning, not just what we have going on this week, but a lot of the planning that we have leading into 2022 so we can set ourselves up right. But one of the things that we were talking about on the drive down was obviously prioritizing things correctly. We can't just drop everything and start sitting here idle working on our 2022 plan. We've got stuff to do now that's going to help us finish 2021 strong. And a lot of those other concepts of what we have going on, how are we balancing and juggling that with the holidays, and how are we doing that in tandem with setting ourselves up so that we can start sprinting when 2022 starts?
Right. I think there's so much that can be done in these last few weeks of the year. But being able to, like you said at the very beginning, think, plan, and prepare, we have to prepare ourselves to knock off the little things, take one step at a time to be able to get towards the end, to get towards what you would expect, but taking action in each one of those steps. I'd mentioned to you while I was driving down, if people would just focus on not the end, if people would put their focus on the beginning and taking that first step and what it would take, it's sort of my quote: take care of the little things, big things take care of themselves. The same thing happens in sprint planning. I can't have or finish a week strong if I don't even start. And there's so many people I talk to, when we think, plan, prepare, when we will skill refill, I had a 2-week refill ready to go. We're setting down, getting our 2022 planning happening today from the standpoint of an organization and different types of things. But we couldn't get there without taking care of some of the small things. And every week it's a new week. And I think we need to really lean into taking action, right? We always talk about what it is or what you can expect. Well, you're not always going to get what you always got if you always done what you always have done, right? Maybe that didn't make sense, but in the same sense it should. You've got to take action, and we're here to invite you to take action and lead Elify. There's going to be some things added to our weekly meetings and agenda, and we're excited to be able to really get back to the basics. We talked about that at the beginning of this year, getting back to the basics with our users, with our affiliates, leaning in where they want to lean in. If you don't want to lean in, that's your choice. But we're here to support you and help you throughout the rest of this week, the rest of this year, and going into 2022.
I love it. And Guy, you brought up a big point with just starting the week. And one of the things that brings to mind for me, and we've talked about it before, it's the daily method of operation. It's sort of, what are you doing consistently each and every day that lead towards forward progress on your goals. You know what I mean? This could be something like stretching first thing in the morning, or daily gratitude, or blocking out time every day to make your follow-up phone calls or answer emails. Again, it's a method of operation that you do consistently that helps you lead towards those end results. And part of this sprint planning is everybody's got their daily method of operation. We do it consistently. Maybe it differs per day. Like Monday, I've got the kids dropping off at school on Mondays and Wednesdays, and it's just part of the daily method of operation. And I have to fit everything in there, because I'll tell you what, you got to show up for pickup at school. You can't just leave the kids standing there, but I can't be out there making phone calls if I got to pick up the kids. So you're juggling all of that stuff that you have going on. And in addition to that, you're prioritizing your win list of items for the week. What is important right now? What is the critical stuff that you need to get done this week? And you're going to make a list of that stuff, and you're going to fit it in with all the other stuff that you have going on, the chaos of life. And trust me, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. We all are dealing with the chaos. Guy is driving down here to meet with me, and yet we're still knocking off stuff that we would do through our traditional daily method of operation, even if he wasn't in the car, making phone calls, having conversations, almost hosting meetings in the car ride going down, because it's all part of that being relentlessly consistent. And that's the reality. I mean, we've got these supercomputers in our pockets now, and we can pick them up and work from anywhere. So there should be no excuse for you to knock out the things that you have to get done and be consistent on those things, while also making the list of the new things, the one-off things that you're going to have going on that are important right now that you have to get done. One of those things for Guy and I, it's starting to knock off the planning for 2022. You know, we don't do that each and every month. We don't do it in January. We don't do it in February. It's Q4 at the end of the year where we block out some time to really flush out, hey, are we on track with this year's goals and what it was leading to in that big direction? Do we need to course correct? What have we learned? Where can we improve? And what do we want to accomplish in the year ahead? And we're doing all of that in tandem of what do we have to do this week? What do we have to do to finish this year strong? And we're not trying to overwhelm ourselves. That's why we do this sprint planning. We say, okay, this is what we're going to accomplish this week. Full stop. We don't worry about next week or the week after or the last few weeks at the end of the year. We know that the end of the year is going to take care of itself. That time will come. We want to focus on what's going on right now, and then we want to get into the present as quick as possible and start getting into action and activity. And Guy, that's what you were talking about, right? Like, just get started and start taking shots, start taking action, start going through boxes. Whatever those task list items are, start doing them. Knock them out. You'll feel much better once you start checking them off your list. And we know there's some fixed event items that we got going on each and every week, right? Sprint planning on Monday. It's 15 minutes of your day to set your week off right and make sure you're on the right track. You know, take an opportunity to do it. Don't just think about it. On Tuesdays, we do training, Q&A training with our master trainer, Kathy Inman. That's going to be at 9 a.m. Central tomorrow. Okay, adjust for your time zone. If you're in the mountain time zone like us, that's 8 a.m. If you're on the Pacific, it's 7 a.m. It's an early one, so maybe you can hop on just before work and ask that Q&A questions and learn how to use the technology. On Wednesdays, if you've subscribed to Mindset of a Champion, or if you're interested in joining on the Mindset of a Champion, these are those businesses' best practices that you should have as part of your skill set in order to execute as a champion in your business. It doesn't matter if you're running an affiliate business with us or doing any other type of business venture, sales, etc. You're going to get knowledge from that. You want to check that out and subscribe to that and start participating in that on Wednesday nights. Guy, you mentioned we're going to do some other things. We might do a Wednesday midweek check-in, so you guys will be keeping your eyes out for some of that. We've talked about some roundtable discussions with Kathy as additional training on Thursdays. Keep your eyes open for broadcast alerts that those things are going on, and if you can make them great, at a minimum, watch the replay of a lot of this stuff. You can eat the meat, spit out the bones, and use the information that's provided to move forward in your business. After Thursday, we're moving straight into Friday with the founders. That's your chance to get on a live Zoom with Guy and I and the rest of the Elify community, the Elify Nation, to ask all of your questions, the tips, the tricks, those questions that have been burning, if you're new, how-to type of stuff, so that you can get those questions answered. You can hear other things and other successes that other people are achieving with Shuffle, and you can start to implement some of that for yourself as well. We're true believers that high tide raises all ships, and we love getting on the call on Friday with everybody. We look for other opportunities, Guy, to start getting on and interacting, as you said, more in depth with affiliates and users. Ultimately, the end goal is shared across the board. We want you to be as successful as possible. And if you're not leveraging technology to drive that success, you're missing out. We want to provide you a path to do that. And we're asking you to join forces with us to make that happen. So a lot of stuff going on this week. Guy, daily method of operation meets what's important right now on your win list. Take an opportunity to make your list, okay? Identify what times and areas you need to block out time, where you need to be, and what you need to get done so that you know how to win the week. And then start checking those things off. To Guy's point, number one thing, take action. If you've got a list of 5 things you need to do today, take action on them, and you win the day when all 5 things get checked off the list. If you can do that consistently for the next 7 days, you're going to win the week. You might not win every single day of the next 5 days, but let's say you get 4 out of 5. That's 80% of the week won. You do that consistently for all 52 weeks of the year, and voila, you've made a lot of forward progress from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. How do we know that? Because we're on December 6th right now, and I'm thinking about all the forward progress we've made in our business just being relentlessly consistent upon following this path, along with the reports of the success we hear from other people who are following and implementing these same methodologies. So this is what we encourage you guys to do. Guy, I'm going to throw it back to you. Any words of wisdom, advice, calls to action? Otherwise, close this thing out, and we'll get on with our week, my friend.
You know, just with taking action, starting the week, don't worry about how it's going to finish. Don't worry about the end result of anything. You just got to take those steps. Be the biggest believer in yourself, because that's the only way it's going to get done. I can believe in you. ER can believe in you. But if you don't believe in yourself and you don't go out and take those action steps, it's not going to happen. No matter how hard we try to pull everyone along, that we can't do it. You've got to want to take those steps, and we're here to support you. That's all we can do, is support you, provide you with support, with training, with technology. But just you understanding that you've got the technology, you've got the know-how, you've got the ability to go off and make yourself what you want to be. And what you want to be should be something that is encouraging enough for you to take those steps. Don't just sit there. Don't look at the end of the year and say, I'm not where I wanted to be. You can still make changes. You can still accept that maybe you're not where you want to be, but take action. Start working towards that for maybe next year. I'm not one to say, we messed up at the beginning of January and we have to wait till January next year. Just start over. Every day's the present, right? Yep. Right now is the only time I can take care of anything.
Yep.
Just get into action is our big thing. We're here to support you and look for you to come into our trainings on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, whatever days there'll be a training. We're here to support and help you reach whatever you deem as your level of success.
Wonderful. Well, thanks everybody for taking an opportunity to join us or watch this replay. Again, the big call to action on all of this, whether you watch this or listen to this, is take action and get your sprint planning done. Then work your plan and win the week. Okay, we'll see you on the Q&A on training for tomorrow morning. And if you have questions, throw some comments down or get in on the social groups and ask those. We are here to help. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Take care.